Oh, tell us about that road we were on.
The road, the world's bumpiest road in the Yukon, which I think Joyce really enjoyed, especially when she was in the front.
We flew to Whitehorse, so we didn't have to drive for 3 days and look at the same tree over and over and over again. And we picked an RV because we knew we had lots of luggage and a senior in a wheelchair, but we wanted to get off the beaten path and do some exploring. So this seemed the best way to do it.
This is our 30-foot beast here that is very comfortable once you get it parked, but it's like a turnip truck when you drive it. So.
And if you've traveled with family, you know there can be trepidation about what it's going to be like, all those people in one small space, and whether you'll get along. You wonder if you're going to be stepping on each other's toes or not getting along, whether you'll butt heads over what to do that day, whether you'll get the thermostat set at the right level so some people aren't too hot. And then some days, you really just aren't yourself. For example, I told Mom to bring a blanket for Alaska that she could leave behind when she's finished. Unfortunately, the blanket that she picked was ready for Alaska about 10 years ago. And it was really a challenge keeping Mom warm at night with this lovely piece of material. So we're still picking pieces out of our souvenirs. We loved our time in the north. As you can see, the police here are a little bit thin. Notice the car size. But nothing else is thin. The scenery is spectacular. The wildlife is abundant. And so we headed to Valdez, one of our favorite places. This is the Thompson Pass, and a great place to see wildlife. And we were lucky enough to get a spot right on the ocean where we could watch the birds, and in the morning look for my favorite creature. And this is not quite what it looked like having a shower in our 1 foot by 2 foot shower in the RV, but this guy sure knew how to start his morning.
So, Mom, are you having a good time in Alaska?
Well, as I just said to Colin, where else can you sit in a campground and see mountains, ocean, people, fish, birds, boats, oil tanker or holders?
Now, the best way to see coastal Alaska is to take a cruise, and there's plenty of them, but the challenge is getting someone with a wheelchair on the boat and not into the ocean.
We're gonna lose Mom in the drink?
Won't be a problem.
Now we go back through Entrance Island here. There is kind of a non-mobile geologic stuff. The only time that we do is out around the ice. The island in which they're born on, and a number are also bound from roughly the Columbia River north, whereas California.
Now, the Alaskans have redefined ice fishing, and instead of cutting through the ice, they bring it on board and give everybody a chance to look at it, or for your mom to hang on to it, or for the rest of us to try drinking it in a margarita. Nothing better than a margarita made with glacier ice, as you can see us slurping away here. Now, after the cruise, it's always nice to go back to the campsite and spend time sitting around the fire, or engaging in a friendly game of crib, or watching the wildlife that's going by long after everyone else has gone to bed.
There it goes. Oh, it just ran over.
Now, food's an important part of any holiday, and we're no exception. We like to eat well, and we like to eat seafood. And so Alaska's a great place to take advantage of all the bounty of the ocean. We particularly like the halibut. The salmon were running when we were there, and we weren't the only ones enjoying this feast of fish as they came back. The seagulls were busy chowing away, as were the eagles and the bears. As you can see, this area is marked because it's dangerous to get too close. Unfortunately, can't read very well, and we even took in my mother. Now, fortunately, we didn't see any of these guys out there feeding, which is a lucky thing indeed. Soon it was time to head out to Homer and the Homer Spit, a place where people come from all over the world to fish halibut, and where the rest of us spend time walking on the beach before heading north to
Where are we,
Denali.
Colin? What are we doing?
Penetrating our way into Denali National Park. We've already seen the mountain, Mount Denali, the South Peak, which is the lower of the two. We've seen it 2 or 3 times already, so we're in the 30% of the people that come to the park that actually see it, and we've had great weather, so the weather gods are with us.
The only way into Denali is on one of the scheduled bus trips. And you see the roads, you're a bit relieved because they're sometimes hairy. There's bathroom breaks every couple of hours. And the viewing, sometimes it's crowded, but you get up close. Like right now, if you look, you can see the grizzly sow and her 2 cubs crossing the river.
Okay, Mom, your last night in Alaska?
Cheers, been great, wonderful, excellent. What else can I say?
What was the best part about
Trip
it?
in a lifetime.
What was the best part?
Every day was different. Every day was new. No best part, all good.
And all too soon, it was time to make like swans and head south. And it was the end of our great adventure, but not the end of our great memories of a wonderful trip.